In the name of the one who loves the beloved and love itself. Amen. Please be seated. Who made New Year's resolutions? Anyone? No one? One person. Have you kept them until today? It's the 8th. They normally last until about the end of the first week, don't they? Or maybe the end of January. New Year's resolutions are an interesting way for us to try and kind of reassert who we are in the new year. But we generally do them via negatives. I eat too much. I eat too much chocolate. I drink too much. I drink too many peppermint mochas. I'm going to cut them all out or reduce them down. All of these definitions are via negativas. They are negatives. They're like, I do too much of this, so I'm going to stop that, and stop that. And I'm not sure it's the best way to find out who we really are. So I'm really glad that we have this festival so early in the new year, because I'd like to suggest to you that this is a much better way of figuring out who we are. We're going to do multiple things in a moment. We're going to baptize people. We're going to set some people on their journey towards baptism, reception, and confirmation, and reaffirmation of faith at Easter. And all of you are going to reaffirm your baptismal vows. And none of the vows are negatives. They are all affirmations of what we would like to do, what we believe, what we're going to stand for, what we're going to make our lives about in this new year. And every single one of them is a statement of identity. Who am I as a baptized child of God? And there's one really important thing at the heart of baptism that I really want you to think about. And that's that Jesus was looking for an identity, a mission, and a purpose when he went for his baptism in the Jordan with John the Baptist. And there's that wonderful moment at the end of the baptism when he steps up out of the water and a voice is heard from heaven that says, "This is my son, my child, the beloved, in whom I am well pleased." And that's at the heart of every identity question that we should ever have to ask ourselves. Who are we? We are the beloved children of a loving God. We are loved. So much happens in life. So much is distracting in life. So much gets difficult. There are storms, like literal and figurative, that hit us and make us forget that we are beloved children of a loving God. And so it's good for us to remind ourselves in this rite of baptism, in the journey that the members of the Journey with Jesus group are making from now until Easter, and in the reaffirmation of our baptismal vows. Just being told you're loved sometimes isn't enough. You've got to work it in. Like you're kneading dough and you're trying to get the yeast to go throughout the entire dough. You've got to knead in the idea that you are loved into your life. And that's why we have these processes, these rites, and these reaffirmations. And it's why we do it over and over and over again, because there's a danger that we forget. I love that opening hymn, that final line, God in man made manifest. I think it could also say God in woman or God in child made manifest. Or I'd like to do something else. I'd like to say, let's take the word for man, woman, or child out, but put your name in. What we're really saying in that hymn, in this season of Epiphany, is that we see God most clearly in the person of Jesus. And we see God the most clearly in Jesus when he steps up from his baptism in the Jordan, and a voice is heard saying he is the beloved child of a loving God. So what we really believe today is that God in Jesus is made manifest. But I also want to use some of my very handy visual aids and say, Cairo, who is now sleeping, well, I'm not going to ask you to stand with Cairo, but Cairo is right here. So today what we're affirming is that God in Cairo, a beloved child of a loving God, is God made manifest. We see God in the life of Cairo, and we will see God in Cairo's life as it unfolds for decades to come. Now, Stella and Mara, Have they disappeared? Mara's up there. Is Stella there? Is she sleeping? No, we're just hiding for a second. But God in Stella and God in Mara made manifest. We will see the love of God manifest in their lives, and as they know themselves to be loved, they will show us more what God is like. Now, where's Adele? You can stand up. You're not sleeping, are you? No. Adele, stand up. And David, where's David? David, stand up. No, David, stand up. There we go. And Isabel. Isabel here. These are the members of the Journey for Jesus that are going to make their affirmation in just a moment. So God in Adele, God in David, God in Isabel will be made manifest in this right before us right now. And as they make their journey towards their own baptism, reception, and reaffirmation of faith at Easter, we will see God in their lives showing us what divine love looks like. I'd like you to also think this as you reaffirm all of your baptismal vows. How is God made manifest in you? Have you fully realized, appropriated, and internalized the fact that God really loves you? That you are a beloved child of a loving God? And that you, as you show that love in the world to others, are manifesting God to all those around you. Perhaps use that phrase, God in, use your name, made manifest. And live that in your life this week. Amen.